Okay, welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a CSS file. Yeah, and to add styling to your HTML file. Yeah, so exactly, I'm sure you guys know the full meaning of CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So let's get into action. We create our CSS folder in our hero, which has the index.html. So inside the CSS folder, we create a new file. We call it the index.css, or you can call it styles.css, any one you'd like. So now we have our index.css and our index.html. So basically, yeah, I'm sure you guys know how to work with this HTML, where we use the emmet abbreviation by just using a single quotation mark, and then you press enter. Then you have this. So now we can just add anything at all to check if our you know if our HTML file is working in the browser. When we tap go live, then we look at the CSS file we just created. Now, yeah, it's having the .css extension. So yeah, basically, let's continue working with it. So now, yeah, it's open and you can see it's working perfectly. So we come back here, and now let's create a div. Yes, a div. So this div now is going to contain our let's call it hello world. Let's say hello world. Yep. So now this div is containing hello world, right? So now div, if you want to just style this hello world, you can just come to this CSS here and just be like div. Yes, then you open a parenthesis, yeah, you call it curly braces, then you press enter, and then you put your code, the code you want to put, like let's say color, then you put your column, and then you put the color you want to put, like let me say now it's on white is, I mean, black is default, so let's put blue. Then you use the semicolon to close it. The semicolon stands for the full stop. It's just like saying full stop, then you put your semicolon. This is a correct code. So once you come back here, you see nothing happened. Now you know why nothing is happening, because in your index.html file you haven't linked it to your CSS file. Yes, so what you need to do, you need to write link column CS. You can see it in your, now yeah, VS Code has made it easier for you, and now your link, and then your href, which is style.css. So what you need to do, you have to take out the style.css, you put your you put your css /, then index the css. Now you are navigating to the path, so you are going into the css folder and then picking your index.css. so now basically you've connected your css to your HTML. So whatever style you add to this css this css file here is going to affect the HTML. So once you come back, you see that the color has changed. So let's increase it. You see that the color has changed, and yeah, let's increase this one too. So yeah, basically color has changed, and yeah, so we have hello world here. And once you come back to your index.css, you notice that our color here is at blue, and then you can see that blue color stuff there. So once you see yellow, now once you come back, you see that the color changes to yellow. Yes, so it changes to yellow, which means it works around. So the style now gives it color, shape, whatever texture. So there's this also one, there's this cool one I'll show you, the text transform. If you set your text transform to uppercase, if you come back here, you see that everything becomes uppercase. Yes, like this. It set it to lowercase, case. Notice everything goes to lowercase here, just like this. You set it to capitalize, then you see that the first letter, the first letter of every word will be capitalized. As simple as that. So yeah, basically let's leave it at this, capitalized. And we have you can increase the font size. through this place. So you can see FS where you're having your column and your semicolon. So let's see the font size. Let's call it 40 pixels. Now pixel is what we work with here. Pixels now determine the size. Instead we have a pixel, we have rem, we have centimeters, and the rest. We even have a pt. As you can see, come back here, you notice it becomes bigger. So the one which is most commonly worked with is pixels, and then you see this, it's bigger. And this is the same thing as saying 4m. 4m, look at this. So 4m is actually bigger. 4m is about like 400 pixels. So 400 pixels, sorry, 400 pixels, and then you see it's way bigger. Yeah, so let's leave it when you see 4m, notice this. Yeah, it's very big, so as big as that. So yeah, let's just call it 30 pixels, and then you see it's big, it's very big. So now let's work with the background. I want us to work with the background. So basically now we can't just be using div. What if we now have another div again? Like we have div, and then we now want to now style hello world again, another hello world which comes with it. Yes, so now we're having double divs, and now you see hello world, hello world. Both of them are going to take the same color. Why? Because you are making like your the alternate shift here. So yeah, only describing div for divs. Now if you look at this, now you set this to div. Now as you can see, this is also in a div. So whatever you style here is going to affect this this code too. So once we come back here, you notice that this happens. So what we basically use to set aside their differences, we use class. We can use either the class or the id, but basically most especially we use the class. So once you use the class, let me just go straight to it, and then you see once you press the equal to button, this quotation mark comes in, and then you can set it to any class of your choice. So let's call it content editable. So this is a content editable. So once you come back here, you now once we are talking about class, now class basically means the dot sign in the css. Once you then use your dot content editable. So this is like you are trying to see that pick any file which says class which has the class of content editable. Pick any elements that has the class of content editable, and style, give it this styling, this particular styling inside this curly brace here. So now yeah, so class means a dot. Yeah, because you cannot just say class is equal to content editable here. So yeah, what you need to do now, we can give it the class you want. Like now you can now change the color. You change the color to, let me just say, blue. Now once you come back here, you notice that this changes to blue, this changes to blue. Now this is yellow and this is blue. This is yellow and this is blue. So now you have your color yellow here, and once you remove this back, you notice that changes back to yellow. But now since you have brought out this particular code here and give it a style of blue, so basically you shouldn't, it is wrong to write your code this way. It is very wrong. I suggest you give classes, you give classes a lot instead of doing this, because doing this is going to really affect your work. Yeah, so basically now let us create something which is way more presentable. So let me take this out, and I'm going to be giving this a class of let me see, give it a class hero, and let me not even give it a class of hero, give it a class of text. Yeah, this is text. So basically we have the hello world here text. So yeah, and we'll take this out. Let's take this out. So then we have this to be dot text, and yeah, once you come back you notice this and it's okay. So remember, we give it a class of text, that's why it is at dot text. Yeah, so any, like if you give it at a class of if you give it a class of wine, you use dot wine. You give it a class of together dot together, and so on and so forth. So in our CSS now, press enter. So now let's select the body elements. Now while we are selecting the body element, we want to style the body element. Now the body element now is the, you know, this is the whole body. The body now contains the file. We have the HTML before the body, then the body before the main file, which is here. So now let's style the body itself. So styling the body, we can just say, let's go a background color. Let me just fully write it. Background color of what should we call the background color? Let's call it background color of black. As you put set it to black, you notice everything goes black. And yeah, so we can just come here and be like text align center. Once you send the text align to center, you notice that your text come to the center. And yeah, there are basically lots of CSS styles you can write, like let's see font family. You change it to sans serif. There are a lot of fonts. We can check out a lot of fonts at fonts.google.com, and you see a lot of fonts there. So now basically it's looking, a little bit more presentable. It's looking nice in the eye. And yeah, so you set the color to this, and now you can even set it to a background. Instead of even a background color, you can give it a multiple colors. Let me show you that. You can have background, and then you see linear gradient. Then you have a linear gradient. We can have stuff like blue and red. Blue and red. Let's come back here. You notice this. Now do you know why this is happening? Because you didn't give it a specified width. So giving it a specified width, you can just set the width to 100 vertical height, which means you want it to take want the width to, I see width, height. You want the height to take the entire viewport. And now you notice this. Now it's looking a lot more presentable, and now you have your blue and your red color in such a nice way. So now you can even give this hello world a shadow. You can just come here, it be like box shadow. Box shadow. And you see, let me see, 10 pixels. It won't work that way, but by saying 2 pixels, 3 pixels, and black, so something like this. You have something like this. Yeah. So yeah, but we should have given it the main text this. So let's just take it to the text itself. When you copy, you take this out, and then yeah, basically we can just call this our H1, which stands for our heading 1, the first heading, which is where appropriate, than just leaving it as a mere text. So once we come back here, you notice that it becomes way bigger, way bigger. So we can just reduce the size here by just changing it to maybe, let me see, 10 pixels. Notice it becomes way smaller. And now you can actually even say something like text. Let me just code you H1, and then you open this, and then you put the code, and then you notice this the same thing actually happens. You can't actually deal with the text. Yeah, you can't deal with the text, you can't deal with the text. So but you can actually deal with the site. So yeah, this is the basics of CSS. There are a lot of other code you can actually write using this. So but for now, we are going to actually end the class, and if you need more codes, just watch out, because I'll be dropping a lot of them, a lot of CSS styles which you can actually write. So yeah, it's really awesome, right? Nice. So see you in the next one, and have a nice day.